Hi, this is Mike Perez with Mastering the Young Band at MikePerezBand.com. This video is just going to briefly touch on my scale and thirds exercise out of my Essential Foundation Supplemental Technique book for the young band. I really approach my scale and thirds exercises very similarly to my scale pattern exercises. We do 2-measure chunks. I start usually at tempo 60, tonguing everything, do 2 measures, measure rest, play 2 measures, then eventually do it in 4 measures and so on, and kind of scaffold it up that way. Also very similar to my scale pattern, I will sometimes add slurs to the scale in thirds. I'll add different articulations and of course play it twice as fast. So really approach your scale in thirds exercise planning as you would the scale pattern, but just be aware that the scale in thirds is more challenging because of the way it leaps, and inevitably, since it is a full ninth of a scale, so it's an octave plus 1 note, these are more challenging in terms of range. So make sure you pick your octaves carefully for your students when assigning which octave you want them to play. So that's my best advice on this scale in thirds, is to really follow the similar pattern of scale pattern, but just be aware that scale in thirds is a more challenging exercise.